Well, welcome. I'm Dr. Kimberly Moore, and today I'm going to take you on a virtual field trip. Because this is a web class, I don't have the luxury of taking you on a physical field trip because you're all over the state. So today I'm going to take you on a virtual field trip, or let you tag along with me while I go visit a retail and wholesale nursery operation here in Davie, Florida. We're here at Living Colors. It's a garden center. We're first going to tour the retail operation. Their partner is Black Olive Nursery, which is a wholesale operation. The plants go directly from the wholesale operation into the retail operation. We happen to be on a very busy road, so we're going to go ahead and leave the busy road and the sign, and we're going to go first toward the retail operation. So come with me. So this is kind of a walking tour, and I've got two of my colleagues with me who are going to help by asking questions. I want to first point out some of the really neat ideas here that we see in this retail operation. We can look here and we see a lovely water feature over here, and ways of using plants on an arbor, ways of showing people how to use plants. They have the plants that are for sale, which are nice, healthy plants, no weeds, well-groomed, well-maintained, but they're also showing you ways to use the plants. So when you see a retail operation like this, it's so inviting, it's so tropical, you can't help but want to stop and walk around and say, what's inside? Is there something inside that I'm missing? So let's take a walk inside and see what we might be missing. So we're at the front entrance. So a big open archway with plants growing up the wall. This is on a really big, busy street here in Davie, or Dania Beach, either or. And the interesting thing about this is that when you drive by, you see this big, lush covered building, and you wonder what's inside. So as we walk inside, we're going to see our sense of, we're going to hear water, we're going to smell flowers, which you can't smell on a virtual field trip. We're going to see color and get ideas on how to do things in our own landscape and our own garden center. Something else I want to point out is we have artful displays, but we have signs. So a sign like this is excellent when we're talking about a retail garden center. It's colorful, it tells me the plant itself, tells me a little bit description, the size, the price, and how to take care of it. And that's a key when we're talking about a retail operation, because again, the idea is to make money, to sell the plant, to get the homeowner to take this plant home. Looking at this plant, I'm thinking, maybe I want to take this home with me. Something else to look at mind, look at the displays. We try to make sure that our displays are in the eye to thigh range. So here's my thigh to the eye, right? Or thigh to eye. Well, everything is in easy reach. Bold colors with prices properly displayed. Everything is with easy reach, easy to get, and it doesn't look picked over. I don't feel like I'm the last one here because the display is full. That's an excellent way to market these products with, different labels, different colors. So very effective display. Again, as we move into this display area, we find a very inviting environment. Everything is well labeled. Displays are full. We don't have any empty displays. We also have a great idea here of cross-merchandising. They're not only selling plants, they're selling the products to take care of the plants, but the things to make your home garden better. So we have statues, we have containers, we have patio furniture. All of this to make your home garden more fun, more accessible. So again, a great way to cross-merchandise. We're taking other things other than just the plants. What else can we sell with the plants? What's going to make this garden better? What do these people want? In South Florida, we live outside in our gardens. Everywhere in Florida, we live in our gardens. So why not make it a comfortable outdoor room? And they've capitalized on that by having the furniture, the statues, as well as all the other products to go with your garden. Oh, I think it's time for us, you caught us resting, so now we're going to leave our lovely tiki bar, another great cross merchandising, and we're going to go out and visit, and we're going to go actually not visit, we're going to go look at some of the plants that they have on display and some really good ideas on how to display plants in a retail nursery. Well, here we are, we're working our way into the retail nursery area. We're bombarded by sounds, by sights, by color, by fragrance. What are some of your impressions right here, standing here right this moment, before we go in and see more plants? Well, what do you like? What's one thing that you could say right here that impacts you?
I like the sound of the waterfalls and the colors. This display I absolutely love, because you've got the sound of the waterfall coming through, you have the natural tree structure there with the plants coming out of it, the colors. It's just something that you would like to see in nature brought into your home.
Excellent. Well, all right, we'll find something else. What do you like? What's something that strikes you about the nursery right now that you can see?
That, and I think that it's very relaxing too, and the arch.
You like the arch? Yeah. All right, so we're going to move our way. Let's move through the arch. One thing that I like is how well labeled everything is and how well organized. There's no guessing about what the plant is, how much the plant is, or how to use the plant. Because they're showing you great ways to use plants, to use the sculptures. Hello. Hello. We're great, thank you. Fine, it looks great.
Always looks great.
It's very, very clean. So how much time do you guys spend cleaning around here?
About a couple hours.
A couple hours every day?
Really busy, like early in the morning before I get really busy in the afternoon.
Right. Well, I'm shooting a virtual field trip, so if you don't mind, can I ask your name?
Marcus.
Marcus, okay. I'm with the University of Florida, and we're shooting a field trip. I'm touring the retail part, and then we're going to go walk around the wholesale part. Okay. And we do have permission to be here, so so you're not going to get in trouble or anything. But some questions. Well, first of all, how many of you are actually here in the retail area?
I got like about maybe 6 people.
6 people?
Yes.
And what do you like best about working retail or selling plants?
Oh, everything.
Everything?
Just the exotic plants and the friendly people that come in. And just landscaping people's yards, and they come back in with compliments and everything looking real nice, and just a warm environment. I love working outside.
And for you to work here, what did you have to? You have a special training? I mean, have you been to school, or
I haven't been in school, but I've been doing landscaping ever since I can hold a rake in my hand with my grandfather. So.
Okay, so you just love gardening anyway.
Love gardening, yes.
And obviously you do a very good job.
Thank you.
So you give the customers that one-on-one attention. So someone who doesn't know what they're doing,
exactly,
you're going to tell them what best plant to put.
I will not tell them a lie, because they're going to come back for me.
You want them to come back,
yes, exactly,
again and again, and then you want them to ask for Marcus when they come back.
Yes.
All right.
I always tell you, treat somebody like you want to be treated. You go a long way. So
very good.
Come place with a friendly atmosphere and people that tell them the right things, and see my garden just flourish. So
very good.
Nice.
Well, thank you, Marcus. I'm Kimberly Moore. It was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
All right.
All right. Enjoy yourself.
We're going to enjoy.
Okay.
One thing we just noticed is that we're by a fairly busy street, as you can tell when we were shooting the intro. But when you're in the garden, you don't notice that you're by a busy street, because they have music playing. Very light music that's uplifting and happy. They have water features throughout the nursery. They have beautiful everything is in flower, so you're seeing everything at a peak performance. They're showing you the statues, the archways, so you feel like you've left South Florida, you've left the busy world, and you've been transported into another reality. Would you say?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's a great way to explain why people may want to come to a garden center. Is that great way to escape reality? I mean, we have fun just wandering around here when we don't even have to buy plants. We come here for fun, to walk around, and that says a lot about a nursery when you want to come to some place for fun.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Free entertainment.
Free entertainment. There we go. What are some things did you notice about these plants? What would make you buy this plant?
I've never seen a lantana in red before.
Okay.
I like things that are unusual that I've never seen before, so this caught my eye right away.
An unusual plant, and that's one nice thing. They have unique plants. They've created a niche for themselves, as Marcus was saying, the rare, the unusual. They also happen to be one of the few native plant nurseries in South Florida. They do specialize in growing native plants. I love the way they have things displayed in tiers so that I can easily reach anything I want, and I'm not a tall person, but I can still reach up to the top. Danielle is not a tall person, and she can reach up to the top and reach the plants. Something else that you might notice about a plant that I like to do is, look at that. That's a really good, healthy root system. I'm a sucker for good roots. So to me, whether it's in bloom or not, I see the beautiful roots on this plant, and I know that's a healthy plant. I don't see any weeds in the pot. It's well watered, everything is moist, but it's not sopping wet, and it just looks healthy. Well, here's another way of attracting customers on a busy road. You may not see the sign, but you'll see a waving flag that says sale, and then you see plants. You go, well, yeah, I've been meaning to do something with my yard, or I've been meaning to do something with my landscape, and that's a great way to attract attention on a very busy road. Something to note here, and I'm going to use my colleagues to help me stand. 3 of us can stand in the pathway here. That's a really good trait to have if you have a retail nursery, because that means you can get through and there's no bumping. Narrow aisles restrict people's movement. Wide aisles make people want to walk through. Archways make people want to walk through. Another great feature this nursery has are carts. So hey, you don't have to carry your plants to the nursery. You have a grocery cart, or a better cart if you're getting bigger plants. Lo and behold, they have really big carts underneath each bench that you can pull out and load up with 1-gallon, 3-gallon plants versus a smaller cart that you could use for the smaller 4-inch plants. I'd like to point out, in addition to the tags on the benches, we also have really nice care tags on each plant. The interesting thing is that if you look on the back of the care tag, it has the name of the garden center, its address, phone number, and the website. So if someone says, where did you get that plant? All they have to do is hand the card. Perfect advertising, but it also tells you how to take care of this plant, how much that plant is. So there's no questions when you buy this plant. And repeat business. And so when the sun gets a little too intense, as it is for us this morning, we can go into a nice cooler area. But again, we're now looking at more of a tropical type area, more tropical types of plants. It also is a great way to hide the office. So we see the people who work here going in and out of the office, but they've done a good job of camouflaging it so you won't really know that it's there. Haha.
I didn't notice that was the office.
You didn't notice that was the office?
No.
Well, see, that just meant that they did a really good job. All right?
I was looking at time.
The other thing I liked is that I've noticed that everyone who works in this nursery all they're wearing a uniform. It's not overbind, it's not too heavy, but they have green t-shirts that say Living Color Garden Center, which identifies them. This is someone who can help me if I have a question. Okay, where are the bonsai plants that you saw?
Just found one there.
Oh, that's fun. Let's go take a look. This is a type of ficus, I believe, and they've done a really good job of training it. But you can tell it's a ficus by the roots and by the leaves. And if we were to break off a leaf, we'd probably get a milky sap. Yeah, there's a little, not that you could see it on the video, but there's a little milky white sap coming out. Can you see the milky sap?
Yes.
Okay. So this would be an example of a ficus. Another feature that you don't have to have but is very nice, especially if you have families or kids that come shopping with you, is having a vending machine available so that when someone gets hot or thirsty when they're walking through the nursery, they can stop in this nice cool shaded area. Lo and behold, I can get a refreshing drink. Or that child, I know I have one, says, I'm thirsty now. You can stop, pull out $1 and get a cold drink. What are some of the things that you have noticed?
One thing I liked about the indoors, besides the natural breeze that was coming through, is that you can look at that as those are plants that will do really well in shade, they'll do well on your patio, or they can be indoor plants. So whatever area you're looking for, it's all right in that section.
What's something you've noticed?
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't know.
All right, well, I'll give you...
I'm thinking.
You're thinking? Okay, I'll come back to you. One thing I've noticed is I love the way they're using large trees, and they've lined the walkways and driveways with large trees, so you can actually see how these trees might look if you planted them along a road, along a driveway. And that's a great way, again, displaying how to use plant material. I love that they have sitting areas broken out throughout the different garden. So we have a covered bench over here. We have archways. We have another little gazebo. And as we move through, we have different areas, and it's broken off into different themes. I love how neat, how there are no weeds anywhere around the plants. There are no weeds in the pots. There are no weeds on the ground. So no weeds means less disease, less insects. I also just noticed that this is their little work area. You wouldn't notice it if I hadn't pointed it out, but in this area that you can see where they're actually doing some repotting. They've kept their chemicals. They have everything neat, clean, well maintained. So I find that very appealing, is that I'm not watching someone do their job. I'm not watching them mess up an area. They have it set in a set area where they've kept everything and it's well organized. And that's another plus to this retail operation.
A plus too, that they put all this to block the neighbors from having to look.
That's a very good point. Lucy pointed out that this nursery happens to be in a residential area, and so what they've done is they've done some very selective landscaping along the canal, so the neighbors don't have to look in at the nursery. They have something pretty to look at, and the nursery doesn't have to look at the neighbors' backyards in case they might be messy neighbors. I also like the way they've got these trees tied to the poles so they're not going to fall over. So they have them lightly wired. They have this nice rubber so it's not going to rub or remove any of the bark. Again, great labels. Plus, another feature that's really nice is they are using a water-wise conservation. They have drip emitters in the pots to water. So we have the line here that the water runs through, one emitter going to each pot. They're not wasting water watering overhead. They're watering right into the container. Now, over here, it's not as easy because these plants probably are bought and sold a lot faster than the trees. So it's easier for us to put one emitter per pot for the tree. But over here, these plants probably have a fairly fast turnover. So we're going to use an overhead irrigation. So in this sense, it's going to water the plants in this area. But what they have done, and I don't know if you guys noticed it, is they've grouped plants with like water demands in this nursery. So plants that need a lot more water are grouped together versus plants that need less water. And that's a really good technique to use whether you're running a retail or a wholesale nursery, is grouping plants with like water needs together.
Again, I like the way that they've grouped things together in every aspect. Inside, it's like themes within different places. Out here, they have different watering, everything that needs the same type of watering. I know somewhere there's a butterfly area, so everything that would be for a butterfly garden. Another section, I believe, for birds, to attract birds into your...
Birds and wildlife,
Exactly.
butterfly, plants for both nectar and larval sources,
Right.
Natives and non-natives. Again, they do like to stress that they have a lot of native plants, and they try to display them around the property, and that's nice to see how certain natives, like we have the silver buttonwood on the bank over here, and that's a coffee, that's the wild coffee. And again, grouping them and using them in the landscape to show you how to use it and what it would look like when it's full grown. You just noticed that we were looking at the passion vine and some of the tropical fruit tags, and our videographer can take credit for shooting the pictures. One of our faculty members at Fort Lauderdale, Dr. Fitzpatrick, made the basket, and the fruit is proudly displayed within one of the famous Dr. George Fitzpatrick baskets. here's one of the other themes that we were talking about, the native plant garden. So native plants are a great way to landscape and a great plant to use. Another niche and another way that people have to think about gardening is putting plants in that are native to Florida, that were here and were not introduced.